something was discovered in the tomb of Amphipolis in northern Greece, supposedly somehow connected to Alexander the Great. And this is found in northern Greece. Tomb of Amphipolis, locked, a shocking secret that no one will admit. On the earthly surface, we place the protections of all the constellations. We distinguish them in the center, which is the orbit of the sun, the zodiac. The center in, as we'll see, will be on the earthly surface, placing projections of the constellations. In the center, green, the orbit of the sun, the zodiac. And we have two houses that interest us, Leo, and the house of Leo and the house of Virgo, in their current position. This position shifts every 72 years due to the transition of the equinoxes, but this shift is relatively local. So we can say that each constellation locks with the place below it. After the writer says, after the study, I found that the constellations not only indicate a place, but measure it. And in essence, it is a mirror of the place in shape and dimensions. Another thing I also took into account is the fact that our mythology, Greek mythology, is full of references to constellations and speaks of human beings involving gods, demigods, mortals. And I realized that there is a connection with astronomy and other sciences such as geology, oceanography, etc., along with history. And let's remember that the Antikythera device, the ancient computer, which was geocentric, it had the Earth as a center, was actually also measuring not only eclipses, but also measuring how far the planets were from each other at any point in time, and also how the constellations were changing above Earth. Why would they need to do that? Unless there was something very specific and significant that they had to know about the constellations changing above us. But going back to this, in addition, each constellation has a corresponding background of myths. Myths that give extra information and details about each unique area. From the moment that each place locks with its constellation, both conceptually and geographically, and mythologically and historically and geologically, etc., I tried to make a double map to see where everything falls. The results are shocking, but the results for this case so far, because the research is ongoing, shows that the entrance of the Amphipolis tomb of Casta represents the location of the monument on the planet, and in fact on the global planet oriented in our area facing 90 degrees, hence the poles are on the sides. This place is the only one you can say you are in the middle of the continents. The left side represents the zodiac and the right the Earth mirror. We see that Virgo, unlike most constellations, occupies a very large area in the sky, and the length-width ratios are the same as in Europe. That is, we can say that Europe is a mirror of the Virgin. Surprisingly, she was a feminine contour, and Greece is her knee. The past is great. The geological changes are many. The oceans are heaving up and down. The outline of Europe has not always been this way. If Britain and Scandinavia are added, it gives the shape of the Sphinx even now. And here, all I want to add is that between Virgo, Celestial, and Europe Sphinx in the center and above, Leo is leading the twilight of the sun with the star Regulus. So we have a representation where the Virgin and her idol form a pyramid with Leo at the top. If this is the entrance, then all the details of the monument are a scale model. So what shows us in rooms, statues, measurements, etc., will say that the builders knew these measurements, they knew the celestial alignments and the mapping of the earth, and incorporated them into this monument of the Amphipolis tomb, the Kastas tomb in Amphipolis of northern Greece. It's east of Thessalonica. The research continues, and everything shows that what was then the known world, the whole world, it was very complicated. Let's remember that even the pyramids of Giza, Egypt, were constructed as a mirror of Orion's belt, of the constellation of Orion. I've translated this from a Greek article for you. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.